Hey guys, what's up? Dingo Crikey here with another commentary video, this time discussing a Transformers 5 topic, that is, what human characters from the past films could we see returning? So, as we had most of the Autobot characters dropped off in Transformers Age of Extinction, we had the entire human cast from the past three films pretty much just dropped off without even a mention. Even in the case of characters such as Sam Witwicky, which were pretty major in the previous films. And I actually did get a few comments throughout the past few months asking about my thoughts of them bringing back Sam Witwicky, whether Shia LaBeouf would come back to the movie, also with Mikaela. That's of course being asked because, Megan Fox is obviously on pretty good terms with Michael Bay again, and then of course Lennox, as he's one of the more popular ones, at least I think he is. So I figured I would just do a video giving my thoughts on, basically all of the characters from the previous trilogy. Could we see any of them returning? And probably address a lot of them from Age of Extinction too, since we really aren't sure except for Cade, who, we're pretty sure Mark Wahlberg is coming back. And yeah, the human characters aren't the most exciting parts of the Transformers films, but, let's face it, we're going to have a lot of them in the films, and whether they're good or bad characters or which ones they're bringing back is definitely going to affect the film. So it's pretty relevant to talk about and, kind of fun to speculate on. So overall, are we going to see human characters from the original trilogy return in Transformers 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever it might be? No, honestly, I just don't think we'll see it happen. I honestly think there's a way bigger chance we could see, say, a guy like Sideswipe return than probably any of these human characters. I would honestly be surprised if they even got a mention. I mean, there are a few lines of thinking here other than just, a gut feeling. One of the big things is that we really have had no track record of them bringing back human characters who were dropped out of a film. It rarely happened. There might have been like someone, but in a lot of cases they would like play a different role or something like that. I can't remember the guy's name, but there's one guy who played Aaron Pierce or something in 24. He's a bald dude, a little overweight, and he came back in Revenge of the Fallen, I believe, playing a different character, and that might have just been a friendship with someone doing the movie. But as far as them bringing back Sam Witwicky, I just don't see it, as evidenced by the track record. They did bring back Barricade for the third film, but with a human character, I just don't see them doing that. Also, we have the whole fact that Age of Extinction really seemed to want to abandon the old movie's characters. They did this with a lot of the Autobots, but they did this with all of the human characters, and once again, no mention. I mean, even some of the Autobot characters got mentioned, but, Bumblebee doesn't even seem to really remember Sam or anything, so they don't seem to really want to keep them around. I also noticed that we don't have a ton of clamoring for, them to bring back these human characters from either the Transformers fan community, which wants certain characters like Sideswipe to return. Also, the general audience members don't really seem to care about what happens with the human characters, whether I talk to people online or in person. Just in my experience, they just know they're a bunch of robots fighting and they know some of the actors' names. I mean, you might have some annoying people like, oh, they need to bring back Megan Fox, but yeah, I don't think it's going to have that big of an effect on what happens in the movie, and it doesn't seem like many of the actors are really wanting to get back into Transformers. I think, like Rosie Huntington-Whiteley and Shia LaBeouf and the guy who plays Lennox, all of them were pretty set at being done after Dark of the Moon. Now, despite this, the new writers may want to, tie things up better because they seem to want to make more of a well-written universe. At least that's the idea we're getting far. I think they might do these things with concepts such as the Allspark Cube and how that might contradict the whole idea with the creators that they're bringing in. I did a whole video giving a theory on that if you're interested. But yeah, as far as the human characters, I still doubt they would really care to explain it. Maybe they'll make a mention of it, but I really don't think we would actually see them return unless one of the actors, really wants to get back into the Transformers films. Personally, I think that would be cool just because, really the only things we have holding the movies together at this point are Optimus, Bumblebee, and Megatron. With saying that, there are of course only certain human characters that me and I'm sure other people would like to see return, and I'll kind of do a rundown of, which ones would I like to see return and how likely, might be that we would see them. First, Sam Witwicky. Though it seems kind of likely because he was the lead of the first 3 films, I just really don't think we're going to see him come back. One of the big reasons here is that Shia LaBeouf really doesn't seem interested at all in coming back to the Transformers franchise. I don't keep up with him or his Twitter or anything like that, but from what I heard, he doesn't seem like he wants to come back to it. I also think they want to center the whole main character storyline around both Optimus Prime and Cade, and Sam would then be kind of like a third wheel and probably kind of conflict with that. Also, really, how would they integrate Sam into the story at this point? I mean, what usefulness would he have to the Transformers? I guess he kind of worked as a medium between the Autobots and the Transformers, but I don't think there's enough validity to bring him back into the storyline. Personally, I just don't want to see him come back. I didn't like him as a main character, didn't really like him as a character altogether. He was kind of getting better in Dark of the Moon, more useful, a little bit less annoying, more loyal to the Autobots rather than just trying to do his own stuff. The whole job thing was still annoying, though. Yeah, much prefer Cade as a main character. Next one I have here is Mikaela. I really hope they don't bring her back. I mean, all she did was served as a girlfriend for Sam. She really had nothing unique or likable about her character. And Megan Fox doesn't seem like the nicest of people, but, being a celebrity and stuff, I'm sure, they all get annoyed from time to time. But I really don't see how they could integrate her into the story anyways, being that the only purpose she served was being Sam's girlfriend. I mean, even Carly had a bigger role. She was able to, do that whole thing with convincing Megatron. And I almost gave a spoiler there, but you guys know what I mean. Now, despite this, I could kind of see them bringing her back in some convoluted way. Just, because she is Megan Fox, and, they probably get a lot of talk around the movie, so they might want to do that. Also, her and Bay appear to be on good terms now, and it looks like Michael Bay is going to be involved in the movie. Even if he's not, they might just want to, bring her back. I really hope not. I could see it happening. Still, I'm going to say, it probably won't happen. I actually think it's more likely than Shia LaBeouf returning, but maybe that's just me. Next character here is Simmons. Oh, Primus. I really hope this guy doesn't come back. I mean, yeah, Simmons had some funny moments, and he did make some contributions to the story, but overall I think they could really do without him. He had his time in the movies. Leave him on the side there. They don't need to bring this dude back. Joshua Joyce was kind of annoying, but I preferred him to Simmons personally. Now, would they bring him back? I don't think we're going to see Simmons again. I mean, he's a guy they kind of always could throw in there because he could, be up to some crazy conspiracy or writing another book or, be on another news program. Something like that. I mean, they could bring him in anyways, but I don't think it's likely. Next character is Maggie. No, she's definitely not coming back. Because she was only in the first film. I thought she was a pretty good character, but, it really wouldn't make sense for them to bring her back. Now, she was a hacker, so maybe they would be trying to hack into the Viacons' brains or something like that if Galvatron's creating them the same way. If they were to bring her back in some storyline like that, that could actually be kind of cool. But, I doubt she'll be back for Transformers 5. Most people probably wouldn't even remember her. Sam's parents, Witwicky isn't back. They won't be back. And that would definitely be a good thing. Lennox, now this one I think would actually be really cool if it were done properly. Though I don't know how likely it is considering the actor didn't seem to be interested in doing any more Transformers films. But I kind of have a theory around this. Let's say when the humans turned on the Autobots, Lennox and some of his other people sided with the Autobots, like maybe a character such as Sideswipe, since he seemed to be, kind of buddies with Sideswipe and Ironhide from what little bit we could see of their interaction. He sided with the Autobots, and basically he's on the run too, or at least is until the end of Age of Extinction, and we don't know how the relations are between the humans and Transformers, but if they were to do something like that, I think it could make for a really cool story in Transformers 5. I honestly don't think they would dedicate that much time to a character like him and a character like Sideswipe, but especially if they were to do a spin-off story like that, it could be really cool. Even if they were to, make it even darker that once Lennox did this, we've seen how evil these government agents are. Maybe they went after his family or something like this, so he, kind of resents the Transformers, but, now guys like Sideswipe are almost all he's got, and, that would be really deep and really dark for Transformers, but I think it could make a great movie, a great way to develop human characters and Transformer characters to have a really close bond that we haven't really got to see so far. So anyways, I doubt that would happen. He is kind of just like a military dude, so they can always bring him back. It would always kind of make sense, but they can also replace him pretty easily, which I think is kind of a shame, because even though he didn't get a ton of development, he was pretty cool from what we've seen. Then we have Epps. They could do something similar, but I think he was retired in Dark of the Moon or something like that, so it would make a little bit less sense, and yeah, I don't think he would be coming back either. We had that one older lady in Dark of the Moon, I can't remember her name, but yeah, I don't think she would be coming back either. Leo, hopefully not. Carly, yeah, I don't think she'd be coming back as well. I think it would be cooler if she came back as opposed to Mikaela, but, even then, I don't really want to see her back in the Transformers movies. She was a little bit better than Mikaela as Sam's girlfriend, but, not that great. So overall, that's my opinions on the characters from the trilogy. As far as the ones in Age of Extinction, we're pretty sure we're going to see Cade again, in which case I would guess we would see Tessa. It would make sense too. If Cade's there, I think you'd want to see her. She was kind of an annoying character, but maybe they can develop her more. Shane, I hope we don't see him. I hope he at least gets his acting down a little bit better. Is less annoying if he's in there. He was Tessa's boyfriend, for those who don't remember. Joshua Joyce, yeah, I would like to see him again. I would imagine he would be in a little bit of a difficult situation considering all the chaos he caused, but, these movies, they aren't the most logical things. I'm sure they could get him out of it, and, I think the actor would be up for it. I don't really know. He seems like he plays in a lot of things, but I guess we'd have to see. Darcy, yeah, I could kind of see them bringing her back. She was the blonde scientist girl. But I'm kind of doubtful on that one. As far as the other KSI guys, like that kind of chubby guy with the curly hair, no, hopefully we won't see him again. That guy was annoying. And then we have, I believe her name is Sue, who was Lai Bingbing's character. Initially, I wouldn't think she's one that they would bring back. However, I think they made some mention that they would like to bring her back for Transformers 5 and the future films. I'm okay with that. I mean, she was an okay character considering what we can expect for these films. Now, they also, I think, made some mention that they wanted to do, I don't know, some romantic relationships with her character, and yeah, definitely wouldn't want to see that. I mean, altogether, we just don't need more romance in these movies. It's been horrible in all three. In my opinion, it was probably the worst in the first two, the whole Sam and Mikaela thing. But all around, yeah, I don't really want to see it in the Transformers films. So there are probably a few more human characters out there, but I think I've covered the main ones, and, I don't want this to run on really long. So I'll kind of wrap it up here. Overall, for story's sake, and just in regards to overall opinion, the humans that I would like to see returning are mainly from Age of Extinction. Characters such as Joshua Joyce and Cade Yeager helped comprise a better human cast than we've seen in the past three films, and it would make sense to see these guys return, especially in the case of Cade. However, as for human characters from the original trilogy, I wouldn't mind seeing characters such as Lennox or Maggie return, because those two were both pretty cool characters, and especially in the case of Lennox, I think it would make sense to see him again, and I think they could well explain the fact that we didn't see him in Transformers Age of Extinction. So yeah, it would definitely be cool to see him return, especially if he had some lost Autobots with him. As far as what I think will happen, I think if anything, we're going to see humans from Age of Extinction return. It seems like Mark Wahlberg is officially coming back, so we'll definitely see Cade and probably the people connected to his family. I would think we might also see a guy like Joshua Joyce. As for the other humans, I'm not really sure. As far as the probability of humans from the previous trilogy appearing, I don't think it's too high for any of them. Even a guy like Lennox, yeah, he was more popular and well received, but I don't know how interested the actor is in returning, and even though they probably could make a pretty good story out of him returning, I just, doubt we're going to see it. Out of any of them, I mean, maybe it's likely we would see someone like Megan Fox return just because, her and Michael Bay are on better terms and he seems to like to use her about wherever he can. But hopefully that won't be the case. Anyways, those are just my thoughts on it. You guys can, of course, leave yours in the comment section below. Which humans do you think are most likely to return from Age of Extinction or from the previous film trilogy? Do you think it's possible that any of them at all could return? Maybe we'll have a whole new human cast. And who would you like to see return most of all? Maybe there's some fan of Sam's roommate Leo out there, but hopefully not. Just kidding, but really? If you like him, really? And of course, if you have topic suggestions for future discussion videos such as this one, you can drop them off in the comment section below as well. They could pertain to Transformers 5, just something general dealing with Transformers, or you can give me a figure recommendation for figure reviews, as that's something I'm trying to do alongside of commentary. You can also follow me on Twitter for more regular updates such as Transformer and Bionicle buys. Anyways, that's all I have to say for now. Thanks for watching, stay tuned, and have a good one, guys. I'll see you soon.